I want to rise to Sam Harris's challenge, which is the idea of trying to address issues of religion, God, immortality, but in a 21st century way. I want to examine the compatibility or incompatibility between science and religion. But for me, these are not purely abstract or theoretical questions. A few years ago, my dad died. About a year ago, my best friend got cancer. And he's a very successful entrepreneur. And he said to me, Dinesh, the apparent normalcy of our everyday life is a sham. We basically live every day as if we are never going to die tomorrow. And he says, suddenly I wake up and discover I am going to die tomorrow. He says, all my past achievements, all my current projects, all my future plans are instantly jeopardized by this great wrecking ball, death. Now, I have just published a book about life after death. It's called Life After Death, The Evidence. Why the evidence? Because I've believed in life after death since I was a child, but I believed it in a childish way. I believed it on the basis exclusively of faith. Now, as I get older, I have a lot of questions about it, and that faith has to be scrutinized in the light of evidence. Here's the problem. The atheist is posing as the champion of reason and science and evidence. I want to begin by showing that on an issue crucial to religion, is there life after death? The atheist is not only as ignorant, but more ignorant than the religious believer. Here's why. If you said to a religious believer in this room, do you know if there's life after death? Do you believe that there's life after death? The religious guy would say, yeah. How do you know? Well, I know because it says so in the book of Daniel, or it says so in the book of Revelation. I know based on the Bible. In effect, God told me. Now, the atheist will be chuckling and laughing at this point and saying, that's preposterous. The religious believer doesn't know. No one has been to the other side of the curtain. No one has interviewed dead people. So the believer is claiming knowledge that the believer cannot possibly have. And this is, in a sense, true. But what if we were to turn the camera around and say to Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris, or Daniel Dennett, do you believe there is life after death? They will say no. And you say, well, this is very interesting. You haven't been to the other side of the curtain either. You haven't interviewed any dead guys. What information do you have that the religious believer doesn't have? And the answer is none.